notification. Now broadcasting.
Apparently, the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters. Afraid some local fishermen might...
This training module will teach you how to apply tech, work a little hack magic on the screen to distract the guard. Corpo trash. Style over substance. Good. Now take him out quietly. All right, all yours. Take him out. Never smart to leave behind any trace of your handiwork, especially the dead kind. Now pick up the body and hide it somewhere. Okay. Now, try to take him down in one slick move. Focus, V. Okay. Now, try to take him down in one slick move. No worries. Try again. Okay. Now, try to take him down in one slick move. No worries. Try again. Okay. Now, try to take him down in one slick move. Focus, V. Okay. Now, try to take him down in one slick move. Think you're ready to try hacking some gonks in real time? Have fun! Now, detonate the... Nade. See? You just needed to shut your brain down and follow orders in true Militech fashion. Under my wise command, you're a real champ. Take your spot on the podium. Back to your training, recruit. Not too shabby. Militech's algorithms put you you want a decent run. Got additional modules if you want to hone any other skills. Or you finish up, head out now. But remember, the street's not gonna give you any hints or second chances. Need a handwritten invite?
So, not bad, huh? Now we can get down to biz.
Will Kako give you any tips and tricks for the job?
I'm not your mother. Just do what I pay you for. It's easy work. Yeah.
Let's do this.
Elevator, this way.
Bronze trophy. Cyberpunk 2077.
Target Sandra Dorset. Target's Biomon reviewed a couple hours back. Suspected abduction. Target car passing flatline already. Not sure you're in time.
We're in time, Bug. We. Sure you're on phones, but that don't make you any less part of this squad.
Squad. Charming.
Calm the hell down, both of you. Almost there.
Yeah, Bug. You focus.
Looking for 1237.
Is that you?
Target should be inside, but I got zero. Think you can drop it on me?
Sandra Dorset's protected under Echelon 2 corporal immunity. Our girl's top shelf. This one's packing black market say to take Reapers. Typical back alley fix-ups. Not our lucky gal. Let's keep looking.
toes. More bodies incoming. They're almost on you.
These fucking creepers.
Gas is still problem. Clean it up, clean it out. Don't want to be bringing the target. Get out under fire. And definitely don't want to slug in your back.
No way. Not neither.
On your toes. More bodies incoming. They're almost on you.
Your chance.
Let's go, big. Let's go.
Gas is still problem. Clean it up, clean it out. Don't want to be bringing the target out under fire. Definitely don't want to slug in your back again.
Not neither.
Who's ready to party? Everybody, go run it! Couldn't have done that better myself.
Maybe step watch it.
On your toes. More bodies incoming. They're almost on you.
What the hell? Your chance. Pick the prick off.
Clean it up. Clean it out. Don't want to be bringing the target out under fire. Definitely don't want to get back.
No, not neither.
Do something with the OSB! You got that! All cleaned up. Sure. Come on!
Rookies in, looking out on the balcony. Got a window on the left. Give me 2 seconds to press the lock. Don't see any movement on this sensor.
Shit, where the hell's our target?
You're clear to go. Gotta be there somewhere.
Jesus fucking Christ. Think I got her. Got our target.
We make it? She alive?
About to find out.
V, Jack and Trevor on. Need to know what we're dealing with.
This does not look good.
She's in the tub of ice, crammed in with another. Fuck. Like slabs of meat.
Keep it together, V. If she survives, she won't remember a thing. Tiny scar on the subconscious, that's all.
People who live through shit like this get panic attacks. Without ever knowing why. You'd be sipping a glass of ice-cold water and suddenly your hand's shaking.
V, jack into her biomod. We need to know what we're dealing with.
Jacking in. Sandra Dorsett, NC570442. Trauma Team Platinum.
Platinum? Shit. Trauma should have swooped in if she sneezed.
Guessing they jammed the transmitter sig. Looking at a hacked biomod, firmware reconfig, or a neurovirus.
Carajo, T-Bug. You ain't seeing this place. This is tubs, ice, hooks, cleavers.
Scott Muncher's hack, huh? Got an idea. Check her neuroport. Find a shard? Yeah, pull it. That'll be what's feeding the biomod.
Is that even safe? Can't we just get her out of here?
We found her still breathing. Can't lose her. We need that biomod working, checking for hemorrhages, whatever. Find that shard and yank it.
Found the shard. We're moving now.
Check the biomod. Anything change?
Greetings, Sandra. If you are conscious, assume recovery position now. An emergency evacuation unit has been dispatched and is due to arrive at your location in 180 seconds.
Biomon claims trauma will be here in 3 minutes.
Your premium plan will cover 90% of the projected costs of your rescue and treatment.
Let's get her off that ice.
Oh, fuck!
She's flatlining.
B, need to know what
Jackie, air hypo! Fuck, this is bad.
Hey, catch my dog!
I think... Holy shit, it worked.
Fuera, cabrón. Get her outside. Fuera, get her out. Terrace.
Landing, stand clear. Initiating security protocol. Follow all instructions. Place the patient on the ground. 5 steps back. Now. TT-133 to control. Patient NC570442 secure. Stimulants being administered. 70 milligrams per film. 110 norepinephrine. 800 for physiotherapy.
Good work. Shit show's over. Cutting my wires now. See you in the near future.
Listen, Mano, I got this thing. Mind if I borrow your wheels? I got a date with Misty, but I can't take the metro.
Only the...
Saving my ass, V. Thank you. How about I drive you home, huh?
She's all yours. I'm beat as it is.
Oh, almost forgot. Should get Wakako in the hollow. Tell her the job's done.
V, how did it go? Our client is alive and well.
Of course she's alive and well. That's what we agreed, isn't it?
Splendid. Your payment awaits you. Ready to come and grab whenever I give it right away. But I guess home is the only place you wish to be now. The NCPD has surrounded Watson. The district is closed. If you're to make it past the cordon, you must move fast.
Thanks for the heads up. Swing by to see you later. Word's out the NCPD's gonna put Watson on lockdown.
2077.
Can't stop digging Night City.
City like any other, just bigger.
No, mano. Not just any other city. Morgan Blackhand, Andrew Wayland, Adam Smasher. Legends are born here. I'm starving. Let's grab a tight bite. What do you say?
Jackie, they're locking down Watson, remember?
Oh, shit. You're right. Is it just me, or... Oh, I fucking knew it. Man on the...
Control center.
Brass. Taylor.
Cyberphone 2077.
I don't like it.
Fucking drive, Jackie!
Come on, baby!
Can't keep her steady!
Hold tight, baby! Mierda! Perdón! Got you, asshole! V! Aim for the driver! Picalo! Scratched your baby up pretty bad. Sorry, V.
It's okay. It can wait. Let's just focus on getting home.
Damn. They're pulling out all the stops.
Watson's on lockdown until further notice. Necessary security measures.
Officer, ma'am! Damn, are we ever lucky we ran into you?
Really? What's it that makes me so special?
Heart of gold? Because only somebody with a heart of gold can understand just how much I need to get back to my girl.
Your girl?
Uh-huh. I'm gonna be worried sick if I don't show. I mean, I'm trying to be a stand-up guy. You should giving me a chance. Waiting.
That's a thing.
Look at him. No model citizen, maybe, but he's a good kid.
Let them through. But they're the last. Okay, on your way.
You have a good evening now, officer, ma'am.
She took a liking to you.
The devotion I demonstrated grabbed her by the gut.
Right.
I'm loyal, stable in my affections.
Mm-hmm.
And unassuming. You get it. Check it out, V. Shit's going down. Cut their hands and shoot!
You look like your average bust.
This ain't your average badges. That's MaxTac. NCPD's apex predators. MTAC rolls in when things fly out of hand. Gonks out there, though. Just a midday snack for them. Well, show's over. Poor bastards. But they had it coming. Made it. Almost at your place.
What about you? Not likely to make it back to Haywood now.
chill, V. They'll let me through.
Sure about that?
Oh, yeah. I'll play nice Jackie again. Sweet dreams, then. Shh. Gonna be long? Hello?
All types of criminal elements. Free to do what
Gonna
they
be
want,
long?
when they want, however they want, to whomever they want, with no consequences. And as far as the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, if he's receiving 1 penny of federal dollars, you need to pull that funding until he starts doing his damn job and prosecuting crime.
Joining me now is the woman just saw, Madeline Breen. Madeline, thank you for being with us tonight. It's a few years since your son was brutally murdered. The pain, I know, is with you every minute of every day. It's in your DNA now. Your reaction to what I was saying in the angle that the left is picking and choosing victims to elevate and criminals to focus on versus all of it, which is horrible.
Well, thank you for having me, Laura. I've experienced it firsthand. My son, Sergeant Hassan Correa, was stabbed to death.
Hello?
And because he was stabbed to death and not shot to death, because you know that's the narrative, gun violence, they completely ignored everything about this entire case. They treated me and my family like garbage. They referred to Sergeant Hassan Correa, Afghanistan War retired veteran, received in return enemy fire on the Taliban, wore the Medals of Honor to prove it, okay? They referred to him as a fictional character in court. And they said that the most important people in that room were the people who killed him. And this is the type of thing that I had to endure, the torment, the torture, the horror of watching the criminal justice system deliver no justice or closure for the murder of my boy.
Beyond just the stabbing, which is horrific in and of itself, and I know you're wearing his dog tag,
Yes.
What else was it about this case that just didn't rise to the level of the narrative that the media and the political class dominant in New York wants?
They completely mishandled it. They were handed, Alvin Bragg's administration was handled a strong trial-ready murder case against all 4 of these individuals, ready for trial. As soon as he received that case, it immediately started to unravel. I was told 3 different reasons why. Unfortunately, your son got killed at the wrong time. Like if there's any right time for your son to get killed. Another reason was Manhattan didn't have the resources to try all 4.
We have the resources to house tens of thousands of illegal immigrants.
Yes, but I was told they didn't have resources to try all 4 defendants.
Hello?
And the third reason was, they couldn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Mary Saunders or Travis Stewart intended to kill my son.
What do you say to folks in inner city America today who are have reflexively been Democrats. I know you were a Democrat, you became a Republican, but they're just born into the Democrat Party, and if you're not a Democrat, you're an Uncle Tom. You're a sellout as a black person. What do you say to that, given the pain that so many in inner city America run by liberals experience today?
Well, you know, we've been voting Democrat for generations. We have got nothing in return for our folks. Dilapidated housing, failing schools, crime, poverty, abortion, okay? On and on and on. But we continue to just give our vote away for nothing in return. And I'm going to quote something that Trump said. What do we have to lose by giving a chance? How do we know what we're going to get when we never gave them a chance? Okay, we have nothing to lose. We don't have anything. All right? Welfare, food stamps, nothing. Unemployment, death, destruction, and self-decimation is what we have. And at this point, I feel that it's intentional. We have a mayor who comes to the hood only when he wants the votes. And he has completely abandoned the black and brown community.
Well, the black and brown community tonight, I hope, is listening to this. We're going to get this all out on social media as well. Everyone's got to wake up. This is a country we have to save. This is a people we have to save. Madeline, thank you. Our condolences continue to you and your family. You're an amazing warrior, and you're serving your son's memory incredibly courageously. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hello.
As much as the Biden team is hoping to distract and deflect from his hideously bad record, there are new signs tonight that he's in real trouble for 2024. According to this new Reuters Ipsos poll, the president's approval rating is now, not going to surprise Madeline, just 39%. Could the party finally be over for Andrew Joe? Joining me now, Tom Bevan, co-founder and president of Real Clear Politics. Tom, I'm going to get to that in a moment, but you just heard the pain of a mother, a lifelong Democrat who is just not buying this narrative anymore, that because America's racist, America's racist, America's racist, that's why you have to vote for the Democrats. Trump made some inroads with black voters. Could we see more of a shift, even ever so slight, in the next election, given this crime?
It's certainly possible. I mean, crime is a factor in the midterms. It'll continue to be a factor, and I think there is opportunity for Republicans to make inroads, particularly with the sort of populist economic message of opportunity and growth for everyone. Trump has made gains during his time in office by pushing that message, and it was among all of working class, white, brown, black, you name it. I mean, so I think that may continue, and certainly crime's going to be a huge issue in 2024.
Now, here's how the White House, Tom, responded to Biden's approval ratings today on the economy. Check this out.
69% of the people polled by CNBC say they have a negative view of the economy. President Biden talks about the economy all the time. What?
Talk about people buying. There's one poll, but he's not going to stop talking about what the American people really care about, addressing the issues and the concerns that they have.
Tom, I mean, they have their heads in the sand. They're just simply not going to address this question because they know it's the answer for them.
Hello.
Correct. And the administration continued. I mean, Karine Jean-Pierre was the one who stood up at that podium and said that this was the strongest economy in history. And Biden continues to say that, inflation is going down, his policies are working. Meanwhile, we're seeing, as the poll that Peter Doocy mentioned, public pessimism on the economy is sky high. Everybody thinks that we're headed into a recession. So I think the economy, and Joe Biden's approval rating overall is in the low 40s on the economy. It's 39% on inflation in particular. It's 34.5%. So pretty dismal numbers when it comes to economic matters.
Now, Tom, really quickly on DeSantis versus Trump. Trump has shown enormous staying power over the past few months, especially since these investigations dropped, and the latest especially. And Ron DeSantis has had some trouble keeping up in some of these national polls. But where do you see this as a snapshot right now?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that we know based on the data, again, 2024 polls at this point in the race you got to be wary of them. They do give you a snapshot in time. They may give you an idea of where the trends are. And the trends certainly have moved in Trump's favor. He was ahead of DeSantis by about 14.5 points for weeks before the indictment, and then he basically doubled his national lead, and he's showing real strength in some of these early states, including New Hampshire, where the poll out today pulling him up 20 on DeSantis. That's a 32-point change from the last poll that was taken about a month and a half ago.
Tom, thank you. Now, there's a coordinated effort by the left and the media to take out Justice Clarence Thomas. Molly Hemingway is going to tell us why that won't work. Plus, the Chinese spies arrested in New York last week were awfully close to some prominent Dems. Who and what were they doing? Next.
Ron DeSantis tried to cut seniors' benefits. In Congress, DeSantis voted 3 times to cut Social Security, even to privatize Medicare. First, DeSantis wanted to raise work longer, get less. President Trump promised.
We will protect Medicare and Social Security.
President Trump delivers, and he always will. The American Rating Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
The future. The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At Xchair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. Xchair has done it again with our groundbreaking Elemax technology, providing hours of infinite comfort no matter where in the world you're sitting. By synthesizing the universe's elements, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience, our mission is to help you discover that every workday can happen with body and mind in an elevated world of sleep, comfort, and productivity. Xchair is charting a new course, and workers everywhere find comfort as their work world zoom back and forth. Even though
Gonna be long?
continue to shift, we've got our own healthy future in front, so keep it focused on us. At Xchair, you're gazing at the and from where we sit, the future is there. Visit Xchair.com. Find out how we can own Xchair for only $20 a month. Xchair.com.
What if there was a hearing aid that could keep up with you? This is Jabra Enhanced Select. It's a smart hearing solution that makes hearing aids more convenient and less expensive. It connects with your phone so you can stream calls and music. With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't have to start in a doctor's office. It starts with a free online hearing test you can take almost anywhere. So you can get your hearing aids custom programmed for you and delivered in days. From there, you can fine-tune your settings with your remote audiology team 7 days a week, so your hearing aids work when it matters most. In fact, more than 95% of Enhanced Select premium customers report hearing better with their friends, family, and colleagues. With Jabra Enhanced Select, you can get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional care you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. Try it risk-free for 100 days. Visit JabraEnhanced.com.
I love your place.
Thanks. Could you grab some carrots?
Sure. What's this?
That's for Pepper.
You keep dog food in your fridge?
It's not dog food, it's fresh pet. Real meat, no veggies.
That you feed your dog. So it's dog food.
You were so right about her.
Fresh pet. It's not dog food, it's food food.
Stop killing rats. Is calling out New Yorkers for targeting rodents and says this is where the film is really coming from. The organization speaks out to Tucker tomorrow.
When it comes to good things, she always
Gonna be long?
And Miss Moore was no different. So when she was injured, she called Morgan & Morgan. With more than $15 billion recovered, she didn't have to ask for more anymore.
Hello?
despicable move they had to try to derail Brett Kavanaugh's nomination, and 4.5 years later, they haven't stopped. Their new target, well, they're now coming after Justice Clarence Thomas again. Now, if anyone thinks for a second that the effort to take out Justice Thomas over bogus ethics concerns is anything but, a coordinated attempt, they probably shouldn't be feeding or addressing themselves at this point. But here they were, some of the leftist faults.
Gonna be long?
There's only one way to restore the legitimacy to the court.
I'd rather die than withdraw from the process, not for the purpose of serving on the Supreme Court, but for the purpose of not being driven out of this process. I would not be scared. I don't like bullies. I've never run from bullies. I never cry uncle, and I'm not going to cry uncle today.
Clarence Thomas has compromised his service to our country. He's unable to faithfully and impartially perform his duties, and he needs to resign.
Justice Thomas has sanctimoniously paraded as a modest, pristine, and principled man. To protect what little is left of public trust and respect for the United States Supreme Court, Justice Thomas must resign immediately.
Hello.
Those two individuals don't even deserve to be in a soundbite montage next to Justice Thomas, let alone anything else. Joining us now, Molly Hemingway, editor-in-chief of Federalist Fox News contributor. Molly, this is all coordinated. It just smells of desperation on the part of the Democrats.
It's obviously coordinated, and it's not, this is something that Clarence Thomas has unfortunately had to deal with for like 4 decades now. The left despises him. They've tried repeatedly to take him out, and they hate him not for any of the reasons they're claiming to right now, but because he's the leader of the conservative judicial movement. He's such an intellectual heavyweight. He's an important figure. They don't like his opinions, and they want him off. It's what they've always wanted. But they have also always resorted to scurrilous allegations, not based in fact, and this is no different today.
Well, and we look back on Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who, of course, was a trailblazer and a very well-respected justice, and came out the world from a very different...
Gonna be long?
But when she was railing against Trump, which was obviously highly unusual, to put it kindly, for a Supreme Court justice, the left just applauded. They loved it. They didn't talk about any ethical concerns of any cases coming before the court after she had made it clear that she didn't like Trump.
Well, in the situation here, they're saying that Clarence Thomas has a wealthy friend, and because he's been at the vacation home with that wealthy friend, that therefore he has to get off the court. This is preposterous. It's ridiculous. Every justice has wealthy friends. Every justice stays at the vacation homes of these friends. And there are reports that some of the justices have stayed at their wealthy friends' homes where the wealthy friends have business before the court. No one's alleging that in the case of Justice Thomas, who is beyond reproach, who has always demonstrated extremely high ethical. He's just.
Wow. My clerk for him, and I'm going to say he's one of my close friends. Everyone knows
Hello.
He is like right biased to what I could say of anyone I respect in Washington, and I've been there a long, long time. Senator Whitehouse said something about investigating this, Molly.
The tools are there to do a proper investigation. The Chief Justice has simply been unwilling to do that. And I think continued pressure on him to do this is the right way to proceed at this juncture.
Molly, what's the quid pro quo? Are they citing a case that he somehow ruled on that would have been ruled on the other way were it not for staying at a friend's home? Like, what are the damages for the court here?
There's no allegation of wrongdoing. It's just part and parcel of this operation they've been running for decades, and it has nothing to do with anything other than their hatred of this person. Senator Whitehouse maybe should be investigated for various things. He receives a lot of, there are allegations he received a lot of dark money, kind of contributions. He's probably used campaign funds to go on trips.
Gonna be long?
His wife runs an organization. I'm not sure if everything's been disclosed in terms of benefits that have been there. So if he wants to do an investigation, maybe he could start with himself.
All right, Molly, thank you. Great to see you. And now from the web of leftist forces trying to silence and punish exposed on the court to China's efforts to intimidate dissidents here in the United States. Well, on Monday, 2 men were arrested in New York for running a secret police station at the direction of the CCP.
It is our belief that the ultimate purpose of this illegal police station was not to protect and serve, but rather silence, harass, and threaten individuals here in the United States.
Now, it turns out they weren't just targeting Chinese dissidents, but also Democratic lawmakers. According to the Daily Caller, Louis John Wong, whom the FBI arrested on Monday, is pictured with the New York City Mayor Eric Adams in a photo, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and even attended an apparent fundraiser for New York Democrats Grace Ming. Well, the truth is the Democrat Party is getting cozier and cozier with Chinese interests. They have for a while. Swalwell was caught in a honey trap with a Chinese spy, and let's not forget Dianne Feinstein. You know, driving Diane was being done by a Chinese spy for decades. So they claim to stand for human rights, for dignity. So why are so many Democrats showing all the signs of having a China syndrome? Joining me now, Lee Zeldin, former New York congressman, gubernatorial candidate, former gubernatorial candidate, congressman. Let's talk about
No, this is about a lot. See, there's both the Asian American community is getting more active politically here in the city. It's actually a great, vibrant Asian American community, and many of them are here fleeing the seaside, and they want a great quality education for their kids. They are concerned about rising crime. They want safety on our streets. So the CCP is finding opportunities.
Gonna be long?
They want people on the ground to provide human intelligence. There's activity in hacking emails. There's a lot for New Yorkers to be on guard, but especially if you're in elected office. If you're Chuck Schumer,
but what does he get out of it? That's my point. What does Schumer get out of it? Political power, but it has to be money too. I'm not saying money from China. We'll leave that to the Biden crime family. We're talking about these Democrat politicians, seeing them, you know, the photos that the Daily Caller posted.
I think it's about votes. Really, I mean, it's a growing as a more active constituency. It's interesting because they are majority Democrat. However, in last year's gubernatorial race, we actually won the Asian American vote. We won Chinatown, Flushing, in Queens, Sunset Park, in Brooklyn. So if they're smart, they're going to be engaging these people. What they have to be careful about is that mixed in with all these fantastic people are some really bad actors.
So China sees that there's a growing entrepreneurial community in New York and LA and San Francisco. It's very powerful. And if they can embed in these communities and intimidate anyone from criticizing, you know, their old homeland, that works too.
Yes, and there's an understanding that instruments of national power, and the CCP understands this, it's not just about the military. Information is a key aspect of an instrument of national power that the government understands it probably better than even our own government. So you have people who have been investigated who are active with newspapers. And if you're reading the newspapers, you remember the Asian American community, there's certain narratives and messages that are coming out. They're trying to influence public opinion. It's a very complex, multi-level dynamic. That's the reality here in the city and other places across the country. We have to be on guard.
Well, they have an enormous amount of money to spend, and they can buy off pretty much anyone they want to buy off, in any country they want to buy off, almost. Congressman Zeldin, great to see you. All right, the music industry
gonna be long
over this new technology, and it could change your playlist forever. And airplanes are getting loud. Should travelers get louder? Raymond Arroyo joins me on set. Answered, seen and unseen. Next.
Preparing his followers for just such a battle. So he anticipated to safely execute the search warrant and seizing numerous machine guns.
The shockwaves and fallout from this deadly confrontation can still be felt.
Sometimes you're so busy taking care of everyone else, you don't even know for yourself or your life. But eventually it will remind you. When it does, Aspen Dental is here for you. We offer the custom dental treatments you need all under one roof.
Hello.
So we can bring more life to your smile and more smile to your life. Affordable. New patients with other insurance can get a free complete exam and x-rays and 20% off through their plans. Aspen Dental. Anything to make you smile. Schedule your appointment today.
Parents, a frightening battle to brainwash your children is raging its way through America's classrooms and media, and we are losing the battle for the hearts and minds of our kids. That's why my company's team created a website to fight indoctrination. This desensitizes our kids about the science of indoctrination and gives them the tools stuff like that. It's great for parents, too. And right now, you can get it for free. This may be your last chance to protect your kids before it's too late. Do more, visit kidsfightback.com. That's kidsfightback.com.
When you're a small business owner, there's no such thing as 9 to 5. Days are longer, and business hours, well, they're anything but predictable, especially when you have clients like ours. When I consider payroll providers for my business, I look for a solution that fits into my
Gonna be
business
long?
schedule. Short payroll and joining payroll easy. And its US-based customer service is there for me when I have questions, after hours, and even Saturdays.
Visit yourpayroll.com/switch and get up to 6 months free. And find out what makes us different. Because small business is our business.
I love that I'm taking something that's healthy for me, and it's maintaining my blood pressure.
It's giving us more energy.
Circulation, heart health.
You can feel the difference.
You've got to try this. Why are so many people giving 5-star reviews to our Super Beats Heart Juice? Because they're a really simple thing you can do to help promote more energy and support healthy blood pressure.
Super Beats Heart Juice give you the antioxidants you need to help promote normal blood pressure nearly 2 times more effectively than a healthy lifestyle alone. See why Super Beats is the #1 pharmacist-recommended beet brand for cardiovascular health support.
The science is there.
They really work. It's giving me the plant-based blood pressure support that I need. It's a win-win. Call or go with
Hello?
superbeats.com. Find out how you can get a free 30-day supply plus free shipping with your first order. Use discount code FOX and get an extra 20% off.
Now listen, you have nothing to lose because it's guaranteed.
Don't miss out on this exclusive Fox News offer. Act now.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we got the best pillow ever. My Pillow 2.0. When I invented My Pillow, it had everything you ever wanted in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. My Pillow 2.0 has my patented pillow combined with a cooling fabric with temperature-regulating thread. My Pillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of My Pillow.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a MyPillow or not, you need to get the brand new MyPillow 2.0. Call or go to MyPillow.com.
Gonna be long?
Use your promo code, and for a limited time, when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
Visit MyPillow.com.
Even before the pandemic, my visiting angel caregiver has been by my side. I would be lost without her. And my daughter doesn't have to worry about me like she used to. My visiting angel makes sure I'm safe and sound in my own home. She's not just a caregiver. She's essential to me and my family.
Visiting angels, America's choice for
Blackstone knew you deserved a better way of cooking, igniting an outdoor cooking revolution with more than 8 million grills sold, creating better backyard celebrations. Your breakfast is better. Once.
Hello?
Every dinner you craft is done better, and we're never done pushing for more. More flavor, more fun. So go to the nearest Blackstone retailer or log on to blackstoneproducts.com to get yours today. Blackstone. Better.
It's time for our Seen and Unseen segment where we explore the cultural stories of the day. For that, we turn to Fox News contributor, author of The Unexpected Life, Thomas Alva. Very royal. A long title, much shorter title. Does this book promotion ever end? My God. Now tell us the story about how a fake song has set the music industry, Raymond, over the years.
Laura, last week a duet between Drake and The Weeknd appeared on the internet called Heart on My Sleeve. It exploded online, over 15 million listens, millions of downloads. Problem is, it was a fake, created by artificial intelligence and by a guy named Ghostwriter977. This TikToker...
Gonna be long?
Now all you have to do is record reference vocals and replace it with a trained model of any musician you like. I found this Kanye-style beat on YouTube. I wrote 8 bars. I'm going to record them now, and I'm going to have AI Kanye replace the beat. I got a fantasy that's beautiful, that's dark and twisted. I got a fantasy that's beautiful, that's dark and twisted. The music industry is panicking. They demanded that Spotify and Apple take down that Drake and Weeknd song, but it's out there. and it violates no copyright because it was created by artificial intelligence. You see the implications. I mean, for some acts, this is going to be great. They'll finally be in tune. But for some dead acts and people, you're depriving them of artistic freedom and artistic choice with imposing material on people like Ella Fitzgerald, Sinatra, Elvis.
You have to go to that, of course. To go from Drake to Ella. I don't know where you would do that.
Hello.
Everyone's, I guess, replaceable. Right? Your voice is now replaceable.
You know what this means?
They're yelling at me. I gotta go. All right. Okay, it's time for raised rules for air travel.
Oh, yes.
Now, what?
For some reason, airways are getting less civil by the moment. The other day, on a Southwest flight headed to Orlando, a baby cried for a while, as babies are prone to do, and this traveler lost it.
Okay, because you're yelling. So it's the baby! Okay, so the guts! Okay, you would shut up!
Okay, and here's a good rule for air travel. When a baby is crying, that does not give you permission to act like a baby. Thankfully, this guy was pulled off the plane. He was questioned by authorities, Laura. But after this outburst,
Gonna be long?
he's banned from flying for a year, or at least sends a timeout.
Well, is he a grandparent? That's my question. Does he have any children? Has he ever had
I
children?
don't know, but he's a fully grown man. He should know better. And so the baby cried for 40 minutes, and then he yelled and screamed profanity.
No, the baby, and then I love the woman saying, well, now you're yelling. That's why the baby's crying.
And here's another rule, Laura.
Yeah.
When the bell rings upon landing, that is not your cue to rush into the aisle. That looked like my flight today. That's not a flight. The moment the bell rang, everybody jumped in and flooded on the aisle. People, sit down. Let the other folks pass. There's order on the exiting. And look, remember this. Remember the lady we talked about the other day? She was trying to extender. Yeah, she
Hello.
wants free air seats from the airline. What if she decided to pop up and block the aisle? That's a safety hazard right there. When the plane lands, unless you have a tight connection, sit down. Stop occupying the aisle.
Raymond, there's also a phenomenon in which people can't put their bags in the overhead, and then they put them 10 rows back. So then they're working their way through the aisle, and they're trying to get in.
Report from Capitol Hill today. After months away, Senator John Fetterman chaired his first hearing, and he's giving a great form.
I told this hearing of the U.S. Senate Subcommittee and Food Americans Like Charity about Corey York from the town of Northeast in Pennsylvania. I look forward to hearing from you, your witness of this contribution by insistence on the Farm Bill.
Gonna be long?
When you can't communicate, how can you effectively represent the people of Pennsylvania? I mean, this is like a cop who can't run or shoot. I mean, you can't do the job.
It was made by very ridiculous.
No, it's scary. Oh, speaking of Biden, a few days after a little rest from his Ireland adventure, the president is back on his game. Could this be the opening volley of his re-election campaign? You be the judge.
Half the long-term care workforce. Meanwhile, long-term care costs for the elderly are 200,000 children lose access to Head Start slots. We have 1,000 billionaires in America. You know the average tax rate they pay? 8%.
That is great. GRCA. I got to tell you, Laura, you watch that and you just... And one Dianne Feinstein out.
Hello.
Everyone to the same standard. If you can't fulfill the duties, you got to go. And I've got to go now.
AIGH. This is what I'm dealing with my kids and their spelling tests at night. Raymond, it's great to see you on set. All right, Kamala Harris has always had a way with words, but we came across one phrase she's repeated a lot. We're going to show you. Plus, on the eve of the pot holiday, 420, our own Nate Foy hit the streets of New York to find out why people are living in a cloud of smoke. That video with some surprising answers
This program is brought to you by Stanley Steamer. Stanley Steamer cleans your whole home, multi-bags to dump the phone. It's not just garbage anymore. It's now what's going to make me floor. Call 1-800-STEAMER now. We'll clean your home and you'll say, wow.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Gonna be long?
He's back. Come on, pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it could get any better, we got the best pillow ever. My Pillow 2.0. I've interrupted this commercial to let you all know that you have made My Pillow 2.0 a huge success. And because of your amazing support, we've expanded My Pillow's USA manufacturing and jobs. To make room for this, we're clearing out our Percale bed sheets. And to thank you, I'm giving them to you at close-out prices. King size, only $39 a set. Queens, $35 a set. Full size, $29, and twin size, just $25. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime offer. Get these MyPillow bed sheets now. Once they're gone for good.
You ever feel like you're all alone and no one cares about you? I want you to know something. You're not alone. God cares about you. God loves you. And you don't have to ever be lonely again. Because Jesus Christ can come and live inside of your heart and be your Savior and your Lord. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about a relationship with God. He's just a prayer away. You can just pray a prayer like this. Jesus, I want you to come into my life. Forgive me of my sin. I want to start this relationship with you now. You'll pray a prayer like that, God will hear it and answer it. And you can know that you'll have purpose in this life and hope in the life to come. And if you prayed that prayer, let me send you a Bible at no charge to help you get started in your relationship with God.
When you're around an area that you see all the time, buildings get old, it makes you feel like you're going down with the
Gonna
mass.
be long?
When you see colors, the light, clarity, I looked around and I said to myself, I want to live a lot longer. Try to find out new stuff every day. This is how I found it. Balance Nature is an inexpensive choice of insurance for your health. The side effect is zero, the cost is inexpensive, and my energy recovers quicker. Take your Balance of Nature.
Start now by going to balanceofnature.com and don't forget to use discount code Fox News.
ShipStation saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. Pick an order, print everything you need, slap the label on the box, and it's ready to go.
Our costs, we're shipping it like we're cut in half, just like that.
Just go to ShipStation.com/try.
Hello.
Here at Legion's Flag Supply, we take pride in providing such special symbols for our country. All the flag materials are sourced in America, and they are made by American businesses. So we're American made from beginning to end.
Why do vitamins and supplements cost so much more now? Other companies are charging you more and more for less and less, and we hate that. That's why Force Factors partners with Walmart to provide amazing supplements and great prices for all Americans. Force Factor products use clinically studied patented ingredients to powerfully improve your health. They're also delicious, easy to use, and affordable. That's why Force Factor is now the #1 best-selling herbs and supplements brand at Walmart. Rush to Walmart and unleash your potential with Force Factor.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle Richards from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And this is my husband, Mauricio Umansky.
Nearly every person that comes into our home comments about how amazing it smells, all thanks to Aroma 360 scent diffusers.
Their luxury fragrances
Gonna
are
be
safe
long?
for kids and pets. Aroma 360 turned my beautiful home into a calming space to relax. I especially love their Mini 360 scent diffuser. Seriously, you guys, you need this now. Turn your home into a happy one.
It smells good too.
You know when a small child learns a new phrase or word and he then tends to use that phrase or word over and over again? That's new, it's cool. Well, that That's where our vice president is in her verbal development.
It's the pursuit of doing things better than we have done, and seeing what is possible unburdened by what has been. We see what can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. We see what can be, unburdened by what has been.
Hello.
So why is it that Kamala Harris sounds like everything she says has been written by, like, the beta version of Chat GPT? I mean, okay, this is unfair. I know that's what you're saying. She used the phrasing on the campaign trail a few times. Darn it, she just liked it a lot. So if it ain't broke, why change it? This is a I will see and know what can be and believing in that. Unburdened by what has been, knowing and believing and having faith in what can be, unburdened by what has been, knowing what can be, unburdened by what has been, to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. I don't know if it's her inflection, her intonation, or her odd hand gestures that are the most irritating, but we're going to keep searching for the next time she utters that phrase, unburdened by what we uncovered today. Yeah, if you've been to New York City recently, you've definitely noticed a very interesting pungent odor. No, not perspiration, not that subway smell. I'm talking about how the entire city smells. It smells like a giant, filthy bomb. With tomorrow being the holiday of potlucks everywhere, the Angle decided to hit the streets to see what's really going on. Joining me now is Fox News correspondent and tallest non-police athlete at Fox, Nate Floyd. Nate, what did you see? I smelled what I smelled at dinner tonight outside on the street. Everybody choking up, everybody high.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, everywhere you go, you smell it here in New York. You know, we're one of 20 states roughly that allows recreational pot to be fully legalized. But what's different about New York is that you can smoke it anywhere. Other states, you kind of have to do it in private. In New York, the only exceptions are in an outdoor restaurant or in your car. So you can just walk down the street, smoke it free, and that's what we saw today. Take a look. All night, going through all day tomorrow.
Hello.
Every day sports one. So in advance of people are
Every day sports one.
Union Square Park. You can see this man is a joint. And we also just spoke to another woman who looks forward to celebrating 420 tomorrow as well.
I'll celebrate afterwards, but I'll be out with.
And what will your celebration after work entail?
Well, a nice one. Smoking a hole with my family. Call it a night.
Are you enjoying some marijuana right now?
Yeah.
And tomorrow's your birthday. Do you understand that 420 is also the day that people celebrate marijuana in the United States?
Happy birthday, Bob Marley's birthday.
They call it Bob Marley's birthday?
I smell everywhere marijuana already, so it was not only tomorrow, it's every day like that, no?
I don't like the smell.
Yeah.
It makes me relaxing.
Where are you from?
France.
And is that something that you run into in France?
Well, no, unfortunately not.
We speak to some parents that are
gonna be long.
About their kids, you know, smelling marijuana smoke when they're walking in public. Is that something that you feel bad about, or you think should even be a concern?
People can smoke cigarettes next to you, they're not going to say anything. They're going to ignore you and say that's an adult doing what an adult does. I'm smoking weed, I'm doing what an adult does. This is not for kids.
How do you feel about the dispensaries that have been opening in the city this year?
I support black market 100% all the time. They're the people that actually made this real. They're the people that made dispensaries and going to stores become a business.
Here is Mike, the vice president of retail at one of the first marijuana dispensaries here in New York City. Mike, we have some products that you guys are selling here. Explain some of the top sellers.
Right now, edibles are the number one product that we have, like, for product volume. It's because, you know, one of the things that we really tout in the industry is being very safe and being tested.
Hello.
Come in here and get edibles.
Tomorrow is like your Super Bowl. What do you expect?
Yeah, tomorrow's crazy. I mean, we really don't know what to expect. It's the first 420 with a legal New York and a legal New Jersey market. So we're really excited.
We're talking to people about 420 tomorrow. I noticed that you're smoking something. I was wondering if you had any thoughts about 420 in general and your plans for tomorrow.
My thoughts are that they will be the day of liberation.
So marijuana is addictive.
Yes, it is. What experience have you had with that addiction?
Feeling sloshy, where I don't have it, grumpy, tired.
And given the fact that it makes you feel that way, why would you want to celebrate marijuana tomorrow?
Not that I would want to celebrate, but I'm already addicted.
Yeah, it was sad, especially that last interview talking to that man. It underscores the wide variety of experiences that you hear about this drug.
Gonna be long?
That anxiety, whereas other people, there's
A lot of those
nothing
people look like they were
more
being
to
helped.
increase their anxiety.
A lot of people look like they were being helped that you saw there. And to me, it seemed like there were a lot of kind of deadhead zombie types. Not deadhead as in the Grateful Dead, but there's something, someone uses pot frequently. There's like a beat missing, or two, or three, right?
I mean, again, I was expecting some more jovial people today, and many of them were very honest when I asked them why they smoke weed, and they said that it's to just deal with the pain that they're feeling, and it feels like they're sort of numbing themselves rather than maybe facing life's problems and trying to eliminate them.
And there are a lot of problems out there for a lot of people. Thank you for sharing that. The best response to Budweiser that I've seen all week, The Last Bite explains.
Indispensable show is back. This season, Tucker meets the preppers.
Here's your umbrella.
Hello.
Gets arraigned with UFC.
I report a very mean businessman.
Start streaming now.
Gonna be long? Hello? Gonna be long?
Integrity. I think he needs some integrity. You have integrity.
Hello? Gonna be long?
This is the aftermath of 22 pounds of Tannerite. That's all that's left of all those beer cans. The lights were found. I saw a chunk of them fly over there. And then we just found a piece of it back over on the other side of the house. Incredible.
A great Ed and Nina Hendy tribute to Bud Light. Couldn't have been done any better in Yoakum, Texas. Hey girl, welcome to another episode in the season finale of America. I'm Jimmy Fail in for Greg Gutfeld. We're not sure what the King of Late Night is up to, but the way things are going in this country, he may have just gotten a job modeling women's yoga pants, for all we know. Yeah, and another time a biological man like Greg couldn't have been hired to model women's clothes, but he probably could model children's clothes at his height, let's be honest. Of course, I bring up children because Disneyland, which once considered itself the happiest place on Earth, is continuing its ongoing quest to become the wokest place on Earth. Check it out. Disneyland just announced its first LGBT Pride Night in an effort to clap back across the country at Ron DeSantis in an ongoing culture war that started when he passed what the left claimed was a Don't Say Gay bill. The only problem there is, like every other Disney story, Don't Say Gay was a pure fantasy. The Parental Rights and Education Act didn't even mention the word gay on any of the 6 original pages, or in its expansion of the bill. It simply made it illegal to teach sexual activity or sexual identity to children between the ages of kindergarten and 3rd grade. Because let's face it, growing up, we had a word for people who wanted to talk sex with little kids. They were called pedophiles. And DeSantis wisely pushed that crap out of the classrooms, not because he hated gay kids or trans kids, but because he hated the idea of sexualizing kids. And you know who else didn't ask to have adults sexualizing little kids or telling them they were trapped in the wrong body? Little kids. Bingo. Circle gets a square. No little kid was asking to go for a ride on Snow White and the 7 Genders. Nope. No little boy wanted to be Peter Pan sexual. No, ma'am. And no little girl was asking to dress up as a princess named Cinderfella. This only happens when woke parents force their politics on children.
Hello.
The way Disney's woke board is forcing its politics on parents. You see, they're trying to clap back against their own straw man argument that DeSantis banned gay people. But hello, nobody who's ever been to Key West thinks Florida banned gay people. Yo, South Beach is so gay, they have a Pride Month for straight people. Disney claims they're carrying on with this event in the name of inclusion. But we know that's a scam, because if Disney really cared about including as many people as possible, they wouldn't charge $120 to get in. You know? Thank you. Stop it. Last I checked, the prices were keeping out a lot more kids than the pronouns, Disney. Nope. This Pride Night is a way for Disney to score points with its woke culture warriors while doing what it does best, which is ripping off parents. Take it from a guy who knows. I took my son to Disney back in 2012 when I was a cab driver.
Couldn't try the food because we couldn't get a cosigner.
Gonna be
but
long?
The point is, we had a good time. When I got done turning tricks behind Space Mountain, my credit card was level. Sorry if they didn't home for a few people. Thought some of you fellas looked familiar. But the point is, Disney doesn't care about inclusion because they have the most exclusionary prices of any theme park on the planet, and don't let them pretend they care about gay people because Disney's streaming service does business in over a dozen countries that criminalize gay activity. For real. This is a company that calls DeSantis a homophobe while they squeeze every last dollar they can out of countries where gay behavior is punishable by fines, prison sentences, and hard labor. And not the type of hard labor Chadwick Moore offered me in the green room either. Disney makes plenty of money in Saudi Arabia, which treats same-sex activity with chemical castration.
Hello.
And in Yemen, where being gay is punishable by death. Not to mention that Disney Cruise Lines charge a starting price of $3,800 a person to sail to Antigua, Dominica, and St. Martin, where two guys kissing will not have a happy ending. Well, it might, but they'll get arrested if they get caught in the end. So, yo, Disney, keep up with the group. So, yo, Disney, how about instead of hollering about don't say gay, you don't say anything? Because it may be a small world after all, but it's a huge double standard in your case, girlfriend. And I know DeSantis' Republican rivals are criticizing him for taking away Disney's special tax privileges and joking that he might build a state prison next to the park. And today, Florida updated that education bill on instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity, and it now includes grades 4 through 12 unless the curriculum is taught in a reproductive health lesson. Now listen, we could argue for days over whether DeSantis is taking this too far, but let's not forget where it started.
Gonna be long?
A governor stood up to the outrage mob and the biggest corporation in the state to say that he wasn't going to let anyone sexualize kindergarten kids. They tried spinning that into some sort of homophobia, even a bit of transphobia with zero supporting evidence. You know the old saying, when you have the facts, you pound the facts. But when you have nothing, you pound the table. Well, corporations like Disney have been pounding the table, but the joke of it all is nobody asked them to. Look, are kids going to grow up to be sexual beings someday? Sure they are. Especially if R. Kelly can help it. I'm like, how is he not a bail risk, by the way? He believes he can fly. You know what I mean? But seriously, Disneyland is where you go to escape adulthood, even when you're adult. Which is why this parent thinks DeSantis is all the way right for pushing back on the left's obsession with sexualizing little kids. Just because families like Toy Story doesn't mean Disney should be trying to give our kids a Woody. Let's welcome tonight's guests. She knows markets better than a Wuhan bat. Fox Business anchor, Lauren Simonetti in the house. Freddie Mercury is gone, but he will rock you. Contributing editor of The Spectator, Chadwick Moore. If ticket sales were beer, his would be Bud Light. Comedian Joe DeVito, we love you. We love him. We love you. Stop. The staff put me up to that. You know I love you. And cops used to throw the book at her, but now she's a best-selling author. You damn right she is. Fox News contributor, Kat Timpf is here for the win. Bang! Chadwick, I will go to you first, girlfriend.
Why would you choose me first?
Gonna be long?
But for a second, speaking as a gay man, let's take politics out of this for a second. Explain why this is all the left's fault.
Well, the reaction is, it's just so stupid and pathetic. I mean, Disney's had a gay days for, like, ever. So now they're going to say, we're having a gay night, too, just to stick it to you, DeSantis. And it's not even at the Florida park, it's at the one in California.
But I feel like it's just such a strong argument. I'll come to you for a second, Kat. We have tons of gay friends, okay? And we don't ever want a world where they don't feel accepted or included, but don't you think pride is almost being, like, misrepresented now as an F you to half the country who didn't have a problem with pride?
I actually took a huge issue with something you said in your monologue.
Give it to me.
That I wrote it down.
Okay, give it to me.
Disneyland is where you go to escape adulthood, even when you're an adult. That's not true. That's the bar. I think that's
alcohol. I mean,
Hello.
I think it's strange when adults go to Disney as a recreational activity. I've said this many times, and everybody who gets upset at me for saying it proves my point. When I see, like, let's go to a bachelorette party in Disneyland. We can drink around the world, or for the same price you can drink around the actual world. Like, let's go to Europe. But again, Chadwick, like you said, this is not new. It's like Pride. If you want to, like, okay, that's fine.
It's kind of stupid. If you were a Disney shareholder, you're a business person, when it comes to this conflict in this manufactured culture war, would you make like Princess Elsa and let it go?
Well, it's not being let go.
I know.
At the movie theater. Strange World. My 4-year-old, his friend had a birthday party there, and parents actually canceled when they found out of the movie that they were showing because of the crush in it, the gay crush. That was supposed to be a blockbuster. It failed big time. 2 movies Disney put out last year tanked.
Gonna be
because
long?
they're pushing these values on Americans who are saying, yeah, I'll teach my child this when I'm ready. I'm not going to take them to, like, the theater and have them be introduced to concepts that they're just not ready for. I think people going to the park don't really care so much because they're there to spend an arm and a leg and have so much fun and just escape. But guess what? Pride Night, you have to pay even more for it. It's $140, and it's ticketed. So there is a separation there. So as a shareholder, I think you can sort of ignore it. Where you can ignore it is if DeSantis wins in this fight, and some of those perks that Disney has had for decades get pulled away.
Now, I would love to see that, just because I think it would encourage other corporations to, like, chill out.
Do you want the prison next to Walt Disney World?
That's kind of...
That would be amazing, said nobody ever.
Joey D, would you care more about this story if you were told not to get on the rides?
Well, for information, I like the It's a Small World ride because the singing dolls are the same size as me. I dated one for 4 years, but she kept singing the song in the bedroom. It was very awkward. First, charging an arm and a leg. Ableist. Cancel, Simonetti, cancel. I don't mind this as much because it's an evening event. I think it might just be for adults, so it's not quite the same. You can't bring kids? Well, you know, I don't mind a Pride Night, a Pride Day, a Pride Dusk. I got some issues with Pride Dusk. I don't care for that. But it's very creepy. It's weird. If you just look at the characters, you got the whole Duck family running around. They're pantsless. Scrooge McDuck is rubbing his ass in a room full of coins. It's very strange. Scrooge McDuck was the original OnlyFans. You know, I gotta get those coins. And look at Goofy and
Gonna be
Turtle.
long?
One's wearing a turtleneck, the other one's got a collar and a chain. It's very perverse. So, I don't think it's a big deal, and I don't like when people say, "What about straight pride? What about you wonder about straight pride?" Take a look at my browser history. Tell me what you see there that anyone should be proud of.
But let me ask you this. Do you feel like on some level, I kind of alluded to this earlier, there's like this straw man argument being waged that the gay community is under attack when we are so far past. If you look at pop culture, who's successful and who's selling in sitcoms, are they kind of weaponizing, like hijacking this in a way to kind of make it a point of contention when one wouldn't really exist? Like, meaning we don't care if gay kids go to Disney World. That's obviously not an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because, especially now, like, Gen Z is the first generation to come of age post-gay marriage. Basically, I mean, the gay rights movement is effectively hilarious. And yet, we've raised this generation of people that feel like they need to be freedom fighters in some respect. At least keyboard freedom fighters.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, it's pathetic. And you know, it's, they really have nothing strong that they're actually fighting for. It's just these silly little battles.
Yeah.
And they have to invent what's not there, like in Ron DeSantis' bill in Florida.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely very straightforward. And instead of some bills that don't say gay, just acting gay.
Total scam. Let me ask you this as a parent, though. Because they want to tell us that, you know, we need to care more about the well-being of these children. But should anybody be lecturing us about the well-being of children if they're selling a 12-pound turkey leg? You know that thing? It's literally sick. It looks like it's off a Velociraptor, and you're like, rah, 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 rah. And it's $32 for a turkey leg.
I think that's why so many people are outraged by this, because they're staying for a vacation. You don't go to Disney every year unless you live in Florida, and then you might not go every year. This is your savings, your planning, and then you go. and you have to explain things to your children and
Gonna
spend
be long?
so much money for the food.
And at no point on the way down do you fantasize about going on a ride called It's a Small Reassignment Surgery After All. Up next, lawmakers can't make sense of artificial intelligence.
If you'll be in the New York area and would like tickets to see Gutfeld, go to foxnews.com/Gutfeld and click on the link to join our studio audience.
I bought the ticket. I'm putting on my Chase Freedom Unlimited card. And I'm a cash back on a few other things, too. Starting with the sound system. That's cash back like a pro. With Chase Freedom Unlimited, how do you cash back?
How to grow more vibrant flowers. Step 1. Feed them with Miracle Grow Shaking Feed.
Hello?
That's it. Miracle Grow. All you need to know to grow. How to grow delicious herbs. Step 1. Use Miracle Grow potting mix. That's it. Miracle Grow. All you need to know to grow.
I have a surprise for you. I have a surprise for you. What? Let's say it at the same time. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I booked a concert happening in Vermont.
Free cancellation on most days.
Oh.
Booking.com, booking.
Yeah.
We love our pets, but we don't always love their hair, which is why we made Bounce Pet Hair and Mint Guard. With 3 times the pet hair fighting ingredients, just 1 sheet helps remove pet hair from your clothes. Looking good starts at the dryer with Bounce Pet.
A heart attack? Do they have life insurance?
No,
But we have life insurance. John.
I'm trying to find something.
Gonna be long?
Fortunately, in only a few minutes, SelectQuote found John a $500,000 policy for only $29 a month. And his wife Anne a $500,000 policy for only $21 a month. Go to SelectQuote.com now and get the insurance your family needs
At a price you can afford.